Welcome back. I got a flea market haul for you guys today. This is from January 2024 Rose Bowl Flea Market. I ended up getting 179 items for $2,410, so $2,410. I think that's about like $13.50 per item or so. I pulled out 20 items here just to show you guys. That way you guys didn't have to see the whole haul. This isn't necessarily the most expensive 20 items. There are some expensive ones. There's some that are less expensive. I thought this was just a cool mix. I think there's already some Patagonia jackets that we've sold for at least 80 bucks. So, and they're not in this pile. So there are definitely some expensive ones that weren't in this pile. But I think these 20 items alone should get me probably about half of my money back. And that'll still leave me 159 items to make the rest and make profit. So I think it should be a very profitable haul, but let's just jump right in. The first item is actually not a bolo. It's not really an item that you want to be picking up to resale, but I wanted to show you guys because this canvas jacket is actually a great alternative to a Carhartt jacket at a very, very reasonable price. I'm going to show you guys the tag real quick. The brand's called Nemesis. And this is a canvas jacket with this blanket lining. And the lining actually has a super cool pattern on the inside. So that's definitely a plus. I wouldn't say it's necessarily quite as thick as some of the Carhartt chore jackets like this. But it's still pretty thick. It is lined. It has this corduroy collar. And there's about 8 of these on eBay right now for around $30 plus shipping, which I think is an absolute steal if you want a jacket like this. So I just wanted to show you guys to let you know there is a good alternative to a Carhartt here if you want a workwear style jacket. And they're really cheap on eBay right now. Like I said, there's like 8 of them. So if you want one of those, go grab them quick. I think that they're a great value. Now on to items that you want to pick up to resell. Here is a Polo Ralph Lauren bomber jacket with a dragon on the front of it. See if I can show you guys this dragon. And that's definitely going to add a lot of value. Anything Polo Ralph Lauren that has a dragon on it is going to be good. I'm probably going to list this somewhere in the $100 range. I don't think I found an exact comp for this one, but there's some other ones with big graphics on the back of them that go for crazy amounts of money, like $400 or $500. Another item here that's definitely not the most valuable item from the haul. This is just a Nike Michael Jordan jersey in a size, I think, 2XL. It was in good condition. I just thought it was kind of cool. I don't see a lot of the Nike Jordan jerseys, so that is probably around a $40 or $50 item. Here's a brand you probably will never find, LA Golf or La Golf. This is like I think it's like a streetwear brand, but it has a collaboration with some other brands on the back. I think Paris and Atomic. But these go for a good amount of money. It's probably not going to sell very fast because it's not a high volume brand. But that could be up to a $100 sweatshirt just for a little hoodie. Here's a cool sweater right here. Very Kuji-esque with all the colors and all the knitting. That's actually the reason that I grabbed it. And I noticed, I'm not sure actually if this is the Lacoste, like the alligator brand. But based on this tag right here, this does look like a vintage Lacoste tag. If you've ever found vintage Lacoste stuff, some of them have a tag that look just like that. So I'm assuming it is. But any vintage sweater that you can find with this knit style that's very colorful is going to sell well. It doesn't necessarily need to be Kuji. Yes, obviously if this was Kuji, it'd be worth way more. But I still see this being at least a $50 sweater. I did throw in a couple kids items here just to show you guys there's still plenty of profit in kids item. I do not go out of my way to find them, but especially places like the flea market where it's just a mix of everyone's inventory, then it's easy for me to grab these because they're usually just mixed in with the adult stuff. Something like this, just a little Patagonia jacket. This is actually in a toddler size. It's in a 6 to 12 month toddler with a nice like Sherpa lining in there. This is probably, if I was just going to guess, a $25, maybe even $30 jacket still. And it is in good condition. Sometimes when you find the kids stuff, it will be a little bit more beat up. Here's an item that I have sold before. I've sold a couple of these. These little tiny baby Kobe Bryant jerseys. So this is just an NBA branded one. And this one is a 3T. And it does have his old number, number 8. But I've sold a couple of these before, I think for 30 bucks and maybe even up to 50 bucks for one of them. So those are something that is good to keep an eye out for. Here's another interesting Polo Ralph Lauren item. This is a boxing club item. And this is just a button-up shirt, but with this graphic on the front of it. I don't know if you guys can see that. And on the back. And I'm actually just realizing that not just the boxing graphic, but this is chain stitch, which usually it's like the vintage, the true vintage collectors that like the chain stitch from like the 40s or 50s. But I'll still probably include that in the title for this, and I'm sure it will add at least a little bit of value. But I think there were some comps for this around 60 to 70 bucks. Maybe a little bit less, but that's still a great item. Here's something I don't find often, so I thought it was really cool. It's another like workwear jacket. This is Pendleton. I don't find a lot of canvas Pendleton jackets. So this is really cool. It's got the blanket, this might actually be flannel lining, and the canvas with the, this is like a, not like suede, it's not actual leather. It just has a suede feel to the collar. But I thought that was interesting. Like I said, I haven't found a Pendleton jacket like this in the workwear style, but I'm sure it's going to be at least a decent seller, 40 or 50 bucks at the minimum. Another cool jersey here. This is a Dennis Rodman jersey. It is a Champion one, and this one's actually reversible. So if you flip it over, it also is just a different color jersey on the inside. And Dennis Rodman jerseys, the Champion jerseys of his, usually do pretty well, like 30, 40 bucks. I think being reversible is going to actually add some value. So that might even be up to a $50 jersey. It wouldn't be a flea market haul without a rain spooner, so I did just throw one in here. I actually got way less rain spooners than I normally get, but this is a Melikliki Maka rain spooner. Obviously, Christmas just passed, so the value on these isn't as high, but this one is new with tags. It's rare to find rain spooners new with tags, and when I do, they almost always sell for a ton of money. So I'm going to have to decide if I want to sell this for a little bit less and move it quickly, or if I want to hold out till sometime next year, probably November, early December, and get max value. If you guys watch my What Solds, you know I like to move stuff quickly. So most likely, I'll still move it quickly, as long as I can get some premium on it for it having new with tags. It's a really cool vintage t-shirt right here with the American flag. This is actually a voting shirt. I think it's from 1992. There's a little graphic on it. But this is a perfect time of year to be buying a shirt like this with the elections coming up and everything. So I think there are quite a few of these out there, maybe like 10 or 15 of them. Not that many sold, so the sell-through rate isn't great. But I don't see that being less than like a $50 shirt. Here's probably the best item that I got from the flea market, and it is just a t-shirt. But this could potentially be a $250 plus Disney t-shirt. So there's only a couple of these listed. There's only one of this exact shirt listed, and that one's in a size small. This one's a size medium, and that one is not new with tags. That one's listed for 250 bucks. There's a similar one that only has Jasmine on the front of it by the same brand. Very similar, that's listed for 200 bucks, also not new with tags. Mine is dead stock, still has the tags on it. It's this Dawn Kinney branded. I don't know if you guys can see that tag there. So I'll probably list this similar to what the non-new with tags one is. I'm assuming that one is overpriced, or else it probably would have sold. So I'm gonna list mine around 250 bucks as well, and just see what happens. Hopefully sell it for anywhere between 200 to 250, but you guys will have to watch the What Solds to see what actually happens with it. Here's a pair of silver tab jeans. Any Levi's silver tabs are good, but I think this is the baggy. Yeah, this is the baggy fit, so that even adds a lot more value. This definitely isn't the oldest one. I think this one's from 2001. And I've actually been recently watching a bunch of Loot Fam videos about Levi's because I've been picking up a lot more of them. And I already knew this little hack right here for this 4-digit number to be the month and the year. So that's how I know it's from 2001. But he has a lot more information on older ones because some of them only have like a 2-digit year code or a 2-digit month and year code. Some of them have 3-digit. So I would definitely go check out his videos if you want to learn more about Levi's. And that's Loot Fam. A lot of you guys probably know about him if you're watching this video. Thought this was pretty cool. Not a ton of value, but this is a Disturbed the Band jersey. It is on a good tag, which made me more interested in picking it up. This giant tag is usually a good indicator of something that is at least decent for a band shirt or a band jersey in this case. I think there's a comp for this exact one out there that's listed for $35. I think there was one that sold for like $30. So that's probably not going to be the fastest or best seller, but I just thought it was a cool item, and I don't mind filling my store up with items like this. They definitely have some value. Even if that one sits a little bit longer than 3 months, I'll live with it. This should be a really good item right here. This is a Flint and Tinder waxed jacket. I'm going to show you guys the tag here. This isn't something that I normally find at the flea market. I usually find a lot more vintage stuff, but this is a newer jacket. Like I said, it is waxed, and Flint & Tinder is a great brand. I think there's a bunch of comps for this jacket around the $170 to $200 mark. I think there might even be some that sold for more than that. This one's only a size small, so even if I get $170 for it, I'd be pretty happy. There are a few marks on the front of it, so maybe even a few bucks less, but I don't see that being less than like a $150 jacket. And it shouldn't sit around too long either. That should be a pretty quick seller. Here's another brand. This one's kind of similar to that. Wings and Horn. They do some collaborations with Adidas. That's the only reason I even knew about them. But I have found some Wings and Horn stuff since I first learned. There's the tag. This is a wool on the inside and then leather sleeves, Letterman jacket. There is a little flaw right here on the seam of the leather. I will not be repairing that. I will be selling it as is. I'll probably list this around the $100 mark. And if a reasonable offer comes in, I'll accept it because of the flaw. Here is a very big Carhartt jacket. I've been picking up quite a few of these the past few months, and they've been selling well. Obviously, these big Carhartt jackets are good sellers, but they are going to, with the new shipping, now that you don't have to send things that are over £1 priority, and you can still send them ground advantage, it's definitely helped a lot with selling items like this that aren't going to fit in a padded mailer, and normally they'd have to go, most likely if I was shipping it far, in a flat rate box, a large flat rate box for like 17 bucks or something. But I'll probably be able to ship this for 10 to 12 bucks with just shipping it ground advantage in a poly bag. But these big Carhartt jackets, they always sell well, anywhere from like 60 to 100 bucks. Everyone knows this one, but I just wanted to throw it in there. I found a ton of Patagonia stuff this month, and I really appreciate that because Patagonia is an amazing seller for me. This is a better sweater. I pick up every better sweater I find as long as the price is somewhat reasonable. I'll pay up quite a bit for these, though, and they're pretty easy sellers in the $40 to $60 range, depending on size. The last item here is a Disney employee jacket. So it has the little Disney logo on here, and this is the tag. I recently sold an older Disney employee jacket for, I want to say maybe 70 bucks, and it sold, I think, the same day I listed it. This one is definitely nowhere near as old as that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a $50 jacket still. That's it for the 20 items. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see any of these actually get sold, you can watch my What Sold series. I post a daily video every day at 8 a.m. Pacific time. I show you guys all of my sales that happen. Doesn't matter if it sells for $5 or $500. The sales will be listed in the videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.